Hi guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things interiors, then I have some fun videos for you. You guys, in my normal me, such Lelasophia self, I am going to be a little positive penny today, okay? And put a spin on all of the doom and gloom that everybody's been talking about here in the luxury community. It's very niche, so if you haven't heard about this, that's why. It's a very, it's a small corner of the world, okay? We should all be very grateful just to be here right now. Okay, look at me starting off already. I am going to go over some of my favorite designers and some designers that I have my little beady eyes on, okay? Who I think, heritage or new, who I personally think could be next up in luxury. But first and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at Lelasophia Jewelry. I put out videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Okay, so again, I have also fallen victim, not fallen victim, it's a good thing to get everything out in the open, talk about everything, have these conversations, okay? But I too myself have definitely done a few videos, probably, maybe more than a few, on the current state of luxury because if you haven't heard, it's not so good. It's not so good. There are brands being sued, there are brands being looked into for, not good practices, to put it very lightly and in layman's terms, because again, this is a positive video. There are quality issues up the wazoo, yada, yada, yada. Again, many videos on the internet on this topic. However, I thought to myself, yes, it's good to talk about. I've said that about 18,000 times already. However, there are some amazing brands, and maybe it's the art student in me, okay? Maybe it is the new school student in me that knows Parsons kids, knows FIT kids, knows that there are always going to be more and more generations of incredible artists who will come up and blow everybody out of the water, okay? Think Robert Woon, think Bodhi, think Grace Wales Bonner. I was just about to name like 18,000 people, okay? We don't need to name every single person in this video. We'll do more videos on that, on real, true, up-and-coming, emerging designers who have just been so incredible. Martine Rose, and some of my dear friends. Please let me know when I can secretly soft launch / hard launch your brands, okay? I'm your girl. But I digress. We're here to talk about brands that are on the map, that maybe have been on the map and have been revived, and who I think personally doesn't have to be that we're bumping, the staple LVMH house, the staple Kering house, the staple brands that we all know and love, or once loved, or sadly don't love anymore. It's not that they're gonna bump them off the ticket, but I think that these designers are, this is really honestly, rightfully so, creeping up, okay? Let's start out with the most obvious because I have to give us an example, okay? One of the brands that is not new in any way, shape, or form. However, I will always keep reminding us, I don't know it. I do not work for this team. I don't know anything of the ins and outs, but I just have to bow down every single time that I talk about them to Bottega Veneta, because can we talk about how, again, absolutely not knocking anybody who was a forever client, who was a heritage client, who always was cooler than I will ever be, and always knew about Bottega, and always shopped Bottega, and always just knew what was good, okay? I did not know, nor care about, nor care to ever look up anything about Bottega Veneta pre-Daniel Lee, okay? We're talking, I mean, honestly, his heyday was probably 2020, but even before then, everybody was like, come again? What's going on? There's some magic in the corner of Bottega Veneta. Hello, this brand is having a revival. I'm just putting this up first and foremost because we have to remember that this is possible, okay? This is a heritage brand that possibly, kind of lost their, it's not that they lost their luster. I'm sure in fact, I've looked up so many pieces from the previous creative director, and my gosh, were they gorgeous. And my goodness, are some of them the inspo kind of base level pieces for a lot of re-editions now that both Daniel Lee and Mathieu Blazy have reinterpreted, reimagined, and so kudos to them. But we're in a technology age, we're in a social media age, as we know so well, which I think again, topic for another day, is probably what's led to the decline in a lot of the, you know, again, bigger houses, especially quality, and not even quality, but just like imagination. Like Mary just did an amazing video on how like the new bags aren't really new bagging. Put it in Gen Z terms, as I always say, because we can use proper English, don't worry. The new bags, you know, respectfully might not be giving what I think we all really want them to. And I think a lot of that has to do with brands being very confused as to how to approach this new technology age, this new social media age, the age where TikTok actually dictates sales. Like a lot is an understatement. And I honestly think that a brand like Bottega Veneta has kind of led the pack, because there's just a level of artistry in my very humble, uneducated opinion about this. It just seems to be new and innovative and yet classic and really call back to Bottega's heritage. And yet, like, I'm sorry, but jeans made out of leather, yes, possibly other people have thought about that, but it's kind of genius. And there are so many ingenuitive ways, like the jean made out of leather Jody bag. Who I would not have thought about that. There are so many really cool ingenuitive ways that Bottega has like literally relaunched their entire brand and brought it into today with it still feeling just as luxe. I don't know, but I just have to put them up first. I need say no more than the row. The row is, you know, the row is it for me, okay? The row's quality, the row's designs, the row's possibly simplistic yet timeless essence, I think is just, we're putting them. They just, you know, they are probably, slash not probably, they are absolutely my favorite brand. Probably, maybe always will be. I don't know. Again, who knows? There's so many amazing up and coming designers that, God willing, we will all get to experience in our lifetimes. The row is so incredible. And I think this year has truly proven that the CFDA has known this for a very long time, okay? They have been awarded, decorated for literally almost since they started, or since they started the like very first few years of them starting their company, if not the first year. People have been known about this, to put it really, really lightly. And honestly, I'm very glad that this year has kind of catapulted them to a completely new realm. I think the row is next in luxury. There you go. I said it. I think that, and next in as in, yes, they're a 20, oh my gosh, yeah, right? They're almost a 20-year-old brand. Yeah, they're almost a 20-year-old brand, which is crazy in 2026. That must be mind-blowing to them. And so that seems like a very long time in my life, because I'm only 30 or 31, about to be. But in this world, it still is quite new. And so I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I think that rightfully so, the row has really made their stamp. And I'm sorry, but their quality from start to current has proven that. A designer who I have clearly not been able to stop talking about. So you guys are probably every time I say you're sick of me, because I'm so sorry. So I promise to just drop this in here, because again, another brand that is not really that new, honestly, but has so, I think, found her stride. Like, not saying that anything's better. I think that her pieces have always been really, truly amazing, but Magda Butrym is just, she's in a magic period right now where I think people are finally discovering her, including myself. Duh, I only bought my first bag from her a year ago, and so I'm not like some OG. I could maybe say that about the row a little bit. Not saying me, but my mom has been collecting for so long, so I've always appreciated the row. Magda, I was introduced to, and I said, holy cow, this quality. The designs, the simplicity, again, there's clearly, this is me, so something about simplistic longevity is where it's at for me. So that's how you have to know where I'm coming from when I'm adding in these designers. But my goodness, when I tell you, my one singular bag from Magda Butrym has now made me want about 3, like at least, and that's me being conservative and saying, no, really, I really want 3 more in my collection. I'm obsessed. I think that she's just in a magical period where the coolest of the cool people are now like, oh, wait a second. what's going on over here. I need to go check out her new boutique. I need to order a dress from her. I need to order some shoes from her. Magda Butrym, I think, is also like absolutely in this new next in luxury category. Need I say any more words other than Phoebe Philo? Because duh. For her brand to just have launched, it's such a, like, this is a true double-edged sword in kind of a good way. What's the positive metaphor of that? Anyways, literally this is a woman who we should be giving so much credit to, and I hope in my videos when I've talked about her, we should be giving so much credit to this woman for so many different ways that we constantly have, you know, ebbed and flowed in a trending way, in a staples way. I'm saying this in a very like weird kind of poetic way, but essentially Phoebe Philo has done so much for the fashion industry in her career. And so that we've always known, but to have your own brand and to launch, especially when she's launching like actual brick and mortar, not her own stores yet, I don't think, but launching in brick and mortar stores, especially in this very exciting period, to have her be such a new brand and have her quality and have her designs and have her like voice and have the whole, it's just, there's a story. To have the story be that consistent, be that authentic, in my opinion, from the inception is quite special, and that like Phoebe Philo is duh. She is top of this list. Another designer who, all right, I'm not gonna lie, this is the only slightly controversial one that I'm adding on here only because I do have a possible tiny little quality issue with my bag, but it's the clasp. It's the metal part of it, and you know what? I'm giving it, because one of my favorite bags that I've ever purchased in my entire life is one of my newest, and it is from Savette, and I think that Amy Zurich, the designer, is a genius. I think Savette is absolutely stunning. I am a jewelry designer. Like, sometimes quality issues don't have to be labeled as quality issues. It could literally just be a repair is needed. So I'm giving them a fair shot, okay? So just allow me that as a fellow designer. I really need to add her onto this list because Savette is absolutely stunning. Again, I have so many videos on my channel gushing about how much I love my bag. The quality is insane. Can we talk about the new colors? And not just the new colors, but the many new bag styles. Again, I definitely will be going over in many more videos to come because they've literally just released. I think I got an email about some new bag styles only a couple days ago. And so Savette has been coming out with such incredible new styles, colors, shades, and I have just so been loving my own bag in my own personal collection, and so I think it was only right that I add her onto this list. These are brands that I feel so unqualified to talk about because these are heritage brands that were not started just 20 years ago, that were not started, you know, in the last couple years. Very, very different, but first is Schiaparelli, and I just have to bow down to Schiaparelli every single time that I talk about them because this is a brand where I would love to start purchasing from. Again, I need to, especially because they're like, we know I'm a pre-loved gal, we know I love a good hunt, we know I love a good deal, we know I love to keep things sustainable, and yet the Schiaparelli resale prices are sometimes more than the retail, and it seems like, honestly, it seems like people do not budge after they buy a Schiaparelli piece, and so I need to work on my coin in order to be a Schiaparelli girl, and that's the only issue here. Otherwise, you might see an entire cabinet of Schiaparelli. Schiaparelli is a brand that I would like to really genuinely start collecting from because I think Daniel Roseberry is one of the most incredible artists I've ever seen in my entire life. Full stop. And again, art school nerd over here, okay? Many art schools in my life and specialty art college. I think that Schiaparelli was revived so perfectly. It was an oddly slow burn because even in his initial collections, my God, with the art. My gosh, I don't even want to talk about how badly I want to find some of those first design pieces, okay? I don't even want to talk about it because I really would. And nobody's ever selling them, right? I guess rightfully so. They're permanent collector's pieces. Schiaparelli is, I think, you know, I think that they have really solidified themselves. What I'm trying to say is I think Schiaparelli should be in the conversation a little bit more, especially when it comes to ready-to-wear and luxury handbags. Loro Piana has always been a constant, even if it's, yes, just kind of in the 1% of the 1%, 5% of the 1%, I don't know. But, you know, even if they really cater to who they cater to, you know, they cater to the coolest of the cool, I don't even know. Let's just be honest, they cater to the richest of the rich, okay? They cater to the old money, they cater to the succession type people. I think that that bubble has broken a little bit with the success of the extra pocket bag last year, the L19, okay? And I, again, just have to add them onto this list because I actually do think I think because of that, it all, like, even if it was just an internal conversation that was like, guys, we can now do this. We don't just have to sell cashmere and we don't just have to sell the amazing loafers. We can really be in the bag conversation. And I think they positioned themselves very, very, very well. And I think the designs they've been coming out with since the success of a viral it bag, I think they're doing it good. I think they're doing it good. I know that's not properly how to say that sentence. I think they're doing a very good job. And I just have to add them onto this list because heritage, iconic brand. Was it a little under the radar? Yes, because it was so, you know, it felt a little bit untouchable. It still maybe feels a little bit untouchable. But I think if they position themselves right in the next couple years, make themselves a little bit more accessible, but still niche, still, you know, we're giving minimal. They're always, if they stay true to themselves, but widen the access point, Loro Piana could really be a very like forever collector's it bag brand. And the other one, I think I'm just gonna do, I think I've done multiple videos on, I think I've talked about them a lot, but I have not given enough credit to lately because I kind of, they had a little bit slower of a release because again, I have a very small brand. I always say I have no idea what goes into making a global, especially heritage brand, the costs, the designs, the production, all of that. It goes way over my head, I think. I don't even want to be in that world. So yes, it goes over my head. Rightfully so, but I should be talking about Carven more because finally, again, rightfully so, in their own time, they released pieces slow and really naturally, but finally some of the bags that I had been looking at and talking about are on the website and I'm so excited because I really, really, really think that Carven, it's gonna take a while because Bottega took a while, things like this take a while sometimes. With the internet, I guess you really actually never know, they never know, maybe even either, but I really, really, really love Carven bags. And I really think that the slow burn is okay. More than the bags themselves, shocking sentence coming from my mouth. You know I'm a visual girly, okay? The brand photos backstage are what got me. I know that's a random thing. Their rebrand, their Instagram, their social medias, the way that everything is styled, the vibe of the styling, the color situation, the graininess of the foot, I get it, yes, like things shot on film, I'm a sucker for. The rebranding got me. Let me just put it simply. The rebranding got me. I think it was genius. I think it's brilliant. The prices of the bags are not as bad as I thought. Tell me why, doing the research for this video, I literally almost just spent $1,500. Like, I don't need to be doing that. That's absolutely absurd. I said to myself, oh my God, I'm gonna get this right now. I'm obsessed with the new like pillowcase bags. Yes, are they weird? Absolutely. Yes, are they very mean? Absolutely. I have to be very, 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 very honest. There was a little period of time you know, kind of recently when I have seen a lot of things from Khaite, namely the shoes, to be very honest sometimes, where I've said to myself, oh, it's very Phoebe Philo coded. You just have to kind of admit that. Is that wrong? No. Have things gotten a little too close? A little too close to Phoebe's design sometimes. It's very old Celine. However, again, doing a deep dive, I picked out 3 bags that I would love to buy right now. Something, again, when you see, you can just tell sometimes when a designer amps up the volume, says we're really going for it, we have something here. The design of the store, first of all, got me last year. I lived right around the corner from it And so my gosh, and I'm such a, like, yes, I'm wabi-sabi now, we get it, but like, I love brutalism. It's just probably where my like love of interior started. Maybe I'll always love it a little bit. The Khaite store is the most beautiful retail store I've ever been to, and I've been to the Foundry store many a time. They're pretty much neck and neck, but as we're talking, you know, clothes versus jewelry. So Khaite, I think, has just done an incredible job. And honestly, I think that the bags have entered the bags have always been in the conversation. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. However, there's something being amped up. I think the styles right now are like honestly the best they've ever been, and it seems like they're only gonna keep getting better. Don't come for me. Honestly, it's fine. Come for me in the comments. Don't worry. If you own a Khaite bag, please weigh in down below, because I've only ever touched and felt them. I really, really, really love to know what the quality is giving, especially long term, because I might be in the market. There are literally 5 bags, especially the Khaite. I get it. Khaite, the C-A-T-E bag is, yeah, top of my list. And you guys, this has been a very, 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 a little bit more in-depth than I planned, but hopefully a positive spin on the fact that yes, like truly, I need to do more videos on underground up-and-coming designers, especially when it comes to handbags, because that's really difficult. God only knows what goes into producing handbags, because I'm sure it's very, very involved. However, I just want us to know there's always more ideas, there's always more companies, there's always more brains in the conversation. There's beautiful things in our industry. There's beautiful things in our little lovely, weird and wonderful world. Okay, so don't get discouraged, or don't get too discouraged. Just, you know, set your sights on some really beautiful, beautiful little things. I can't wait to hear all of your thoughts down below. And most importantly, I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye, guys.